Hi everyone, it's Sue with Ully Cat's Designs and Ully Cat's World blog, and I'm back today with another Nutcracker card. This time we're using the scrapbook.com shaped dies of Nutcracker and Ballerina, and that just gives you what the final product looks like. I'm also using the scrapbook.com Nutcracker pattern paper, specifically some of this striped paper, and then on the backs there are reds and greens and pinks. I'm also using the Spellbinders 3D embossing folder called Waffle Cone. I've got my card base made already, and you can kind of see there's some texture to it with that embossing folder, but it just gives it a little extra something. And I've also put it on the back. And I've gone ahead and put together the ballerina. It was a pretty straightforward one. I did add with the candy cane Olo marker. I colored her shoes and I put a little bit of a band, like she had like a waistband on her top part there. But let's put together the Nutcracker. Now in the die set, this is actually this piece here. Now my piece of cardstock wasn't quite that tall, so I tried to center so I could get enough of that. But this is what you're using as a bit of the marker to know where things go. So there's some very tiny parts, like the hands, are tiny pieces. It embosses the lacing cross marks on the piece. Other tiny pieces include the belt, the buckle, the epaulettes on the shoulders. The crown has some very tiny pieces that you have to put together. And these orange pieces actually sit on top of the yellow crown. And I just took a marker and colored the top black dot. I've put on his boots, and I've also put together his face. The pink cheeks and nose are a pink gel pen. The set cuts out the eyebrows and the mustache, and then I've just used my .005 black marker to put in the eyes. And that's pretty much the same way I did the ballerina. I just also used a red gel pen for her mouth. So these are things that I wanted to put together before I lost these teeny tiny pieces. So on the main backdrop, I've already glued on the hair piece, and now we'll start gluing our Nutcracker together. First, I'm going to put on the shirt, and I've already glued the hands on to the shirt. Next, we'll glue pants on. And while we're letting the front pieces dry after being glued, I wanted to show you the envelope. I just stamped the back with the Art Impressions unmounted Nutcracker stamp, and I stamped it in Memento Red Rosebud. So now we'll take off paperweight, and we have our finished card. The Deck the Halls 'Tis the Season to Be Jolly come from the Spellbinders Better Press plate and die set called the Nutcracker Trio, and it's designed by Simon Hurley. And I've also used the third sentiment, May Your Christmas Be Merry and Bright, whereas the front has Deck the Halls and 'Tis the Season to Be Jolly. The little presents, they're 2-layer ribbons and flowers, come all in the same set. And because we've got that waffle embossing, it kind of raises the pieces up, so it gives a feeling of depth and dimension, even though it's all just flat glued. No foam tape was involved. There's our Nutcracker card using the scrapbook.com dies. I hope you enjoyed the video and got some inspiration from it, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.